I'm going to show you guys a bunch of people who ride bikes. They're probably a lot skinnier than me because my bike has a motor here. We'll say hi to them anyways. Morning. Alright, they won't say hi though, it's okay. This might be the guy who ate donuts yesterday. He's really struggling to keep up with the rest of his group. Alright, I'm sorry. What's up, Riveter Nation? It's Hail the Riveter coming at you this Freedom Friday morning. Whoop, whoop. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Alright, so I actually have intent today with where I'm going. Normally I'm just riding along, either taking you to a default place like the shoreline or my little nifty back roads area that I'm comfortable with. But I am going to... what the hell is it? I'm actually going to take you guys somewhere today to commemorate Freedom Friday. This should be the 6th Freedom Friday installment. My gosh, this big truck scares me. Alright, so this will be the 6th Freedom Friday installment. And I'm going to share a little piece of the greater Houston area with you. Alright, I won't make you guys guess. I'm going to take you to a place that when we first moved here to the greater Houston area when I was a little kid, we actually took some friends here when they visited for the first time, and it is the USS Texas. So this ship was the first ever warship to be able to be turned into a floating memorial, or sorry, not a floating memorial, a floating museum. That's two different facts. So what happened was I kind of did my research on her to be best informed for you guys. The USS Texas, better known on her hull, HULL, is BB35. And no, I'm not talking about Big Brother. Those of you guys who watch the CBS show, that is now trash. That's another plug though. So the USS Texas, so she was actually the second namesake battleship for our state of Texas. So she was the second ship ever created that was named after Texas, and she was actually named in 1910. 1910 she got named after Texas, and then 1912 she was launched. The winning bid to actually build the ship out was under $6 million. So that'll tell you how much, the currency was back then in 1910. So it was just under $6 million. It was like $5,830,000 to be exact. And that was excluding armor and armament. And so, I think it was a Newport, company that won the bid to build her out. Like I said, she was launched 2 years later. I can't give you the exact date because I can't remember that. There's only a few numbers I can definitely remember for you guys. And then she was actually commissioned in 1914. So the USS Texas, she participated in a lot of battles. She is a naval warrior, a naval legend. She participated in World War II. She participated in World War I. She participated in the Tampico incident, which I really wasn't aware of. That shows you what the U.S. school system teaches me growing up. And she was an all-around badass, is what I'm going to tell you. When I take you guys to this gorgeous piece of mean, lean fighting machine, you're just going to be in awe and wonder of, how majestic she is, because she's literally a majestic ship. The first time I went to her, it was pretty cool. It was very limited viewing though, because of they were trying to build her out and kind of restore a little bit more. I'll give you guys a little bit of history. She was not at Pearl Harbor, during Pearl Harbor when the Japanese bombed the crap out of the U.S. She was not there. She was actually in Maine on a long overdue rest and relaxation period. But she did take place in the Battle of Normandy. She only sustained 2 major hits. Actually, it was just one major hit though, by the Germans. she was hit on the side. I mean, her armament, I'm gonna tell you, the steel around this ship is 12 inches thick. So I mean, that has to be some pretty crucial hits to actually penetrate and cause damage on that ship. But the Germans did it in World War II. It ended up killing 1 sailor and 5 crewmen were injured. The second hit was also on the same day, same battle, by a German. What happened was the shell of that weapon, it did penetrate, or the shell of the ballistic, I guess that's what we're gonna call it. It did penetrate the ship, and it would just it had a faulty fuse, so it didn't detonate at all. So that was good for us. What happened was they ended up piling on mattresses in that sailor's room who had the ballistic just there. They piled on some mattresses, and they took it over to America. Whenever they made landfall, they carefully removed the faulty fuse, and they kept it as a trophy. So I mean, kudos to us. Faulty fuses, they work every time. All right, let's see, what else can I tell you about this beautiful ship? So like I said, she's actually the last dreadnought, Navy dreadnought. In 1906, I believe it was the UK who actually made these ships that we coined dreadnoughts. I don't know what that car was doing. And they're just big outfitted ships with a bunch of guns, anti-aircraft guns actually. She was actually the first super dreadnought. And what that is she was fitted with, you know, anti-aircraft guns. She had some analog systems for locating a lot of missiles and other ships, which now we use radar for, or even advanced techniques. Don't quote me on that one. But whenever she was built, she was the one and only beast of that time. She was a tremendous ship, and she was, you know, she far exceeded anything else. In the 1920s, what happened was they ended up upgrading her and reinforcing her. Instead of making a replacement for her, which was the original plan to make a replacement for the USS Texas, instead of doing that, they kind of figured they could just upgrade her and it would be a little bit more cost effective. So what they did is they took away her torpedoes and they outfitted her with some more armament. What else did they do to her? Okay, don't say good morning. So they did that, and then, I'm sorry, I know I'm saying I'm trying to recall a lot of the information for you guys, but I want it to be as correct as possible. I don't want to be telling you guys a bunch of lies. So they upgraded her from 1925 to 1927 is when they did the upgrade on her. I'm trying to stay away from this dude. He's a bigger truck than I am. That is a dump truck. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of people who ride bikes. They're probably a lot skinnier than me because my bike has a motor here. We'll say hi to them anyways. Morning. Alright, they won't say hi though. It's okay. This might be the guy who ate donuts yesterday. He's really struggling to keep up with the rest of his group. Alright, I'm sorry. Let's see, what else with her? The Tampico event. Tampico. If you like the orange juice, it's a place in Mexico, actually. It's not just an orange juice. So what it is, I actually did my research on this. So like I said, just forgive me if it's faulty. I did not learn this in school, which, I mean, I can't say like, oh, I was in a class that no, like they did not teach us this in school, which is really ridiculous. It was basically an overinflated incident between Mexico and America. America had purchased some gasoline that they needed in a jiffy. Their soldiers were loading it onto a ship, but it was actually on the Mexican land where they did not have jurisdiction over. So what happened is Mexico ended up arresting these soldiers, detaining them, and then once, you know, the word got higher up, they told them, hey, like, let these American soldiers go. So they did, and then they issued an informal apology to the Americans. This was under President Woodrow Wilson. So the Americans said, no, we want a formal apology, we want a 21-gun salute, and they wanted something else, like to stake, look, there's the San Jacinto Monument. They want to stake an American flag, I believe, somewhere, and they said, hail to the no. So then became a big old battle. We lost quite a few guys, and you know, this is literally just for some dude's ego. I mean, it's not just Americans, it's like our whole ego trip. I know, because I have a pride issue, so sometimes pride gets the best of you guys, and there's nothing else you can do about it. You fail. So we lost a lot of American lives, and I can't give you the exact number. Like I said, the Mexicans lost more. But she was the USS Texas was actually utilized to kind of show some muscle. So this ship is a badass ship, I'm telling you. We're going to her right now. Whenever you see her, it's just utter awe for how huge and ginormous this ship is, and to think about the history of it. You know, the soldiers that ship carried. She was actually, I totally forgot, she was given 5 medals of honor, or 5 battle stars. I don't know. I have to 5 different recognitions for her participation in World War II. With this ship, she was built to not only dealt out huge amounts of damage, but to take a big amount of damage. So she was one who, she can stay in a fight because she can give out the damage, but she can sustain enough where she can sit there and keep on giving damage. So she was built to last. She now resides here. I believe this is LaPorte or Deer Park. I can't give you the specifics. She lives here as a, like I said, a floating museum. I'm so glad that we, look, Battleship and the monument. I'm so glad that we got to keep her, because this is a part of our history. What happened is the Navy, they actually, I'll take you around this road first, you can see her. The Navy, they gave the opportunity to some states that they had, you know, their namesake for. They offered, hey, you know, you want to purchase these ships, and so they offered it to Texas, and Texas jumped at the chance. You know, we're like, hey man, hoorah, Texas, we love anything Texas. Oh yeah, she not only carried U.S. Navy sailors, she also was the first ship to carry Marines, or maybe not the first ship, but she did carry U.S. Marines as well. Look at this. She's absolutely stunning. She's gorgeous. Let me try to get you guys over here. So yeah, I mean, USS Texas, BB35. Beautiful ship, beautiful ship. She's gorgeous. Let me take a picture of Onyx in this ship. She's a gorgeous ship. Let me go ahead and see where I can go now. I'm probably park so we can take you guys on board. Hopefully they're done with the renovations, because you can go ahead. Hopefully they're done with renovations, because she was actually shut down for a while. What happens is she actually has a lot of damage on the underside of the ship, and she takes on a lot of water. So they literally have pumps working every day, trying to pump water out of her. And then one day a pump failed, and they had to close her because too much water got in. Oh, and then another cool thing was on Normandy, what happened was, you know, she had decided targets that she was supposed to hit America, and she couldn't hit a few. So what they did is, they're pretty smart, they flooded some of the ship, and it tilted her 6 degrees, so they were able to, you know, get that nice angle on it, and you take out all of her pre-decided targets. Pretty cool, right? People are, it's just amazing. Like warfare, it kind of in awe in it. It's really cool. It fascinates me. But I also just love our heritage, you know. And this is a really cool piece of Texas. I've been a native Texan all my life, and this is a really, really cool part of Texas. Like I said, when we first moved here, we took some of our friends who were visiting us to see the battleship, and it was a really cool little thing. Now I don't even know where I'm at right now. Alright guys, so she's actually closed to the public indefinitely right now. Kind of sucks, you know. I think they're revamping her a little bit on the inside, but that's her in her entirety. You can see little people right there to kind of just show you the true nature of how big and glorious she is. I really wish I could have taken you guys inside with me, but unfortunately that was not in the plan books for us today. But she's absolutely gorgeous. This is kind of just the park around. This year they had like a little shop that sold like bullet pens and all kinds of stuff. But I'll get back on the bike and There's a San Jacinto monument. Hopefully maybe I can take you guys down there right now, or save that for another video. But yeah, see if I can take you guys down over here. She's just a glorious ship, you know. She's absolutely gorgeous. You can see the pumps working. See, they're kind of pumping out. Oh, my key, sorry. Onyx's key. You can see the pumps pumping out the water, and they do this on a daily. Those pumps are always going, all the time, all day, every day. But she's just a glorious ship, you know. I mean, people may see her as a rust bucket, but you know, in her prime, man. And then when she got revamped, like I said, 1925, 1927, they revamped her, added more armor, updated a lot of her systems, updated a lot of the guns. You can see there's like 16 guns across the side, these smaller ones. And then they have these little, right here, those little guns there. They are the anti-aircraft guns, and they used to be able to get on them, and like it was a crank, adjust, kind of just fixate on what you're about to shoot. It's nice. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous, and man, I would just love to see how she was in her prime, but she just stuck here, sitting in Houston. Like I said, they're just trying to raise the money to get her out of here. Hopefully dry dock her, but I mean, if that's not what's intended for her, then we'll just do what is. It's just magnificent, you know. This is like a piece of history. Like I said, I know that war and battle and warfare shouldn't fascinate me, but just to think about how many emotions were experienced on that ship, you know, fear, victory, loss, anger, frustration, pure joy, pure accomplishment, failure, man. All right, let me get back on Onyx, and then I'll take you guys home. All right, guys, take two. So we did a little walk around, kind of showed you guys the ship. To be very honest with you, you're a little bit lucky, because prior to this video, a long time ago, I actually went on the Battleship and took some pictures of the interior and the cool little sights. I'm an amateur photographer, so I took it with a nice camera, not just my phone. So we'll go there some other time, guys, to the San Jacinto monument. So I can show you a little bit of the interior of the ship. It's not a complete total loss. a great ship. She served her country well. Her crew, actually, the gunmen they were the ones, you know, who were known for their accuracy. They won a few accuracy competitions. They were some bad blood boys, and they got the job done, you know. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you. During World War II, what she would do is she would stay offshore, and then they would use her radio signal to play our allies, you know, messages to combat the propaganda that the Germans were forcing everybody to listen to, you know. And so that was another way that she was used as a benefit for the U.S. And it's just, I guess this guy's taking a picture of his truck and something else. That was strange. But yeah, she was a great ship. Thank you guys for joining along with me. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. It helps my channel a lot. If you like me and want more video, more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell icon if you're really interested and you can't wait for the next Freedom Friday. Like I say, guys, I'm a new motorcycle rider, and I try to do content either patriotic based, because that's just inside of me, America, or towards a new rider, just because I am a new rider, and I've, you know, started riding a motorcycle earlier this year in 2020, this cursed year. A good thing came out of it was motorcycle riding, and I just noticed that there was a lack of new rider content from a new rider perspective. So that's my whole goal in this. My name is Halo the Riveter. Can't get any more patriotic than that. But like I said, you know, the motto for this channel is always forward motion. I hashtag that everywhere. And that just means it's always forward motion, you know, no matter what kind of failures you feel coming against you, and you know how you're not progressing, as long as you continue forward, even if it's little baby steps, there's still steps forward, and then, you know, inches will turn into miles for you. So I guarantee that if you keep on your bike riding, you will get there eventually. Those of you, my fellow patriots, who just clicked on this video because it said freedom, I tip my hat to you, I tip my helmet to you, and I can't wait to see you guys next Freedom Friday. For now, peace.